What is up, everybody? We're back for another episode of Champagne Gains. I'm Coach Beckyn.
Coach Kiki is here.
We are back in action. It was only a 2 week, like a 1 week break in between
Yeah,
our podcast sessions. This time,
much better this time.
we only talked for an hour and a half before starting to record this
Yeah,
time.
we had a lot to catch up
We
on.
did. Goodness gracious. Um, how's your life going?
My life is going great. I am in my improvement season slash health phase.
Hell yeah.
Um, Feeling good with the help of Coach Beckyn and Coach Lacey. So I'm feeling good. We're just living life, trying to get healthy, focusing on Kiki the human.
Yes. The important the most important Kiki
Yeah.
the human over Kiki the athlete. I just am great. It's just so surreal for me. Like you trust me, and obviously you taught me everything I know, and now you trust me enough to help you with your physique.
Yeah, it's like a full circle moment because
How the turntables.
I've coached both you and Lacey.
Yeah,
So now you guys coaching me, it's like it's fun.
it
Like
is.
it's really cool to see. So I'm just excited to see what we can do. And obviously I'm just super grateful for getting me
Grateful.
healthy, making me feel good,
We're
mentally,
great.
physically, everything.
That we are grateful that you trust us. When we were like first putting your plan together, we're like, hopefully she'll, we know her, so hopefully she'll be okay with all of this. And then it's so fun to see, like when me and Lacey talk about your check-ins, she's like, I was thinking the same thing, or it's like, oh my gosh, we're on the same page with this. It's like it's almost like we've been trained by the same person.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's like I'm like acting like just, an athlete. I'm not trying like I'm fully being an athlete. I'm not trying to sway the
Yes.
direction in any certain way. I'm not putting in any like sort of bias or anything. I'm literally just like, all right, here's what it is, and I'm executing like I normally do.
Yep. That's that is a strong suit of yours. That is for sure. I have had a couple of my clients giving me some suggestions for themselves lately. I feel like we're in that like summer phase of, a lot of people just decide that they're done in the summer or realize they have something coming up that they wish they looked different for. Um, but yeah, it's nice when people trust you to do what you're asking them to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, on that, getting toned. I'm sure we've all heard it. Getting toned is not a thing. I actually saw this reel on Instagram yesterday. It was so funny. It was like when the face I make when someone tells me that they just want to get toned. They don't want to build muscle. That's not a thing. Just to reiterate that. Um, I was filming some content for my clients yesterday. I was just putting together like an FAQ document, like frequently asked questions that I can just send you this resource to answer it instead of having to, tell 30 different people the same thing. And one of the things I always get asked is, how to, if you're new to lifting, like how to pick a weight. What are your suggestions for that, Coach Kiki?
How to pick a weight. You know, obviously you first I feel like you're getting a initial training program. You got to establish a baseline of where you're at. So say you do 15-pound shoulder presses. If I'm working with a new client, we'll start at 10 or 15, see what they can do, how many reps they can do. If they did it very easily with, the 15 pounds, yeah, we're going to go up. And then just make note of that. it definitely logging your weights like on that first initial week of your program is really going to help you establish that baseline. Now, you don't need to go balls to the wall the first week. You really just, want to, see what you can do. If you can only get 8, cool. That's what you got. You kind of just have to you don't, I don't want to say like you don't be conservative, but you do want to be a little bit conservative picking your first weights because you don't like want to injure something or
Right.
like be like, oh yeah, well, I saw Kiki do 35-pound shoulder presses. So that's what's expected. So that's what I'm gonna do. No, 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 you're gonna get hurt. So like bring it down a little bit, establish that baseline, and then go from there. So it's not
Mhm.
like a clear-cut answer, but
Right. Yes. That's the, I feel sometimes they think it is a clear-cut answer. It's like, well, that depends how strong you are. But yeah, that's why, I mean, when I use trainer eyes for people, it's so nice so that they can see like, okay, this is what I did last week and then try to work out from that. But same thing that I tell my clients, like that first that first set of new workouts, you're gonna be it's kind of a not a guessing game, but you have to decide like what is challenging for you, but it's not like you're about to die. I always say like you should leave like your last 2 reps of your set should be kind of a struggle, but also leave a couple in the tank. Like don't go to failure.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, that depends what your goal is, but if you are new to lifting, you don't know what weight to pick, your goal probably is not going to be going to failure day one. And then on that, with tracking weights, the way you get toned is by building your muscle, and you build your muscle by focusing on progressive overload.
yes. Yes. So, like with progressive overload, obviously there's, a lot of times people think, oh, I just need to lift more weight every single week. And yes, would we love to increase our weights? Sure. But at that point, that would mean I would be able to shoulder press 100 pounds. And that's just not the case. So, progressive overload can be in the weight that you're actually lifting. It could also be, maybe adding an extra rep or an extra set. Um, adding on a drop set or focusing on time under tension, slowing down the tempo because, a 15-pound lateral raise with a normal tempo versus a 2-second hold up at the top is going to feel different and it's going to feel heavier. So that's a way to progressively overload. Decreasing the rest time. I don't necessarily like that one as much, but it can, be one source of like a progressive overload. And
Mhm.
then just like a better mind to muscle connection. So say, one week you did 20-pound dumbbell shoulder press. The next week probably may not be able to go up to 25 pounds, but if you can feel the muscle more, focus more on not using your traps, using more of the delts, like that's going to be a better, way to progress.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I like the idea. I mean, obviously, we are online coach. I mean, Kiki trains people in person, but our online clients, like, we don't get to be with them. I think it is, if you find a good personal trainer that can take you through a couple sessions and just make sure that you're doing things correctly, because yeah, you have the tutorial video to watch, but
Mhm.
me, when I moved to Ohio, training with Kiki made the biggest difference in not only like my form with everything, but also the intention behind it. Because it was kind of, I left a lot on the table just going through the motions of lifting, and then we got into how I really should be lifting. And I feel that's why also I don't do like I usually put a rep range for my clients' plans because if there's 10 on there and they're acting like that, then you're just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, got it,
Yeah,
done.
that's it.
Like I did
Cool.
10, and then you're
Yeah.
not pushing yourself.
Yeah.
So, if you can do 2 more, do it. If or even if 2 less than the rep range is, but you're pushing yourself and focusing on the progressive overload, then that's going to be more beneficial to you than just going through the motions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the intention is everything. I mean, like, yes, we want to lift heavy and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, like I'll have clients be like, "Oh yeah, I can hip thrust 400 pounds,"
Oh, yeah, and it's just dog
and
shit.
then they still don't have glutes, and it's just I'm like, okay, cool. So why don't you lower the weight by half and really focus on proper form, driving through
Hmm.
heels, keeping a neutral spine, and actually using your glutes to lift up that weight.
Right. Not your lower back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Form over ego every single time. You can't, I mean, it's just not that you're going to get injured.
Yeah.
Also, just learn, I mean, I used to also hold my breath when I was lifting prior to moving out
Hmm.
to Ohio. And I mean, just making sure that you're breathing properly. And that's going to, help you if you figure out that. I think the rule of thumb, exhale on the hard part of the movement. I mean, like when you're squatting and you're standing up, that's when you would exhale. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it now,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
but
that's the first thing, like when I'm working with new clients or even not necessarily, even if they're not like new, but if they're new to the gym in person, we're always focusing on the breath.
mhm.
Is they either want to hold their breath or they like
Overexerting.
overexerting or do it in the opposite manner when you're going into a squat, like you want to take that big deep belly breath on the way down, fill that stomach up with air, and then use the breath to help get that weight up.
Hmm.
So sometimes I just suggest people like keeping their mouth open because your body should regulate how it's supposed to.
Yeah, yeah. And on the keeping the mouth open thing, don't be embarrassed to be like visibly working hard in the gym or grunting or like when I brace a lot of it or like brace or breathe a lot of the time like I do the whole thing like it's okay you're working hard. I mean
Mhm.
don't be excessive with it but train
Yeah.
hard, train with
There,
intention.
there was somebody at the gym yesterday, a guy, a
Of
dude.
course.
Um, every single rep. Ugh, ugh. And it was on like it wasn't on like a bench press or a squat or a dead like none of the heavy lifts. He was doing like cable flies, and then he was also doing it on leg leg raises off a captain's chair. And
That's
I was like trying to focus on somebody's billing, and I was just like,
that's
what is
nice.
happening?
Gosh, is someone dying out there? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's excessive, unnecessary. Another thing that's unnecessary, especially for new lifters, is like having all the accessories like a lifting belt and wrist straps. Like we want to build your grip strength. We want you to not, a belt is for sure a tool, but a lot of people use it as a band-aid. Like you really, don't need a belt on. You shouldn't need a belt on to be doing like tricep kickbacks.
No, no.
Learn proper form first, and then like those things can definitely improve your your lifts, but first
Yeah.
and foremost, just learn to lift with intention.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And then you'll get toned, but you got to be eating as well.
Yes. That's a
Yeah, that is
whole
talk
nother
for another
podcast.
day. This was a quickie. We've been talking. Our time was spent better with our conversation.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. We love our viewers, our listeners.
Our fan club.
Yes. The three people that came up to us this year and said that they like listening to us.
You're our favorite.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, if you have any topics for us, obviously we need some. Let us know. give us a 5-star rating and review. Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Beckyn_IFBB Pro.
You can find me at Kickers Laugh IFBB Pro.
Follow
And
us.
yeah, get strong.
Yes, go get strong and get
And
toned.
yeah.
See you next time. Jesus Christ.
What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gainz. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gainz is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.